Hello, good people of YouTube, and a prophet I might be. In yesterday's video talking about Wargaming selling their Sydney studio to Riot Games, I mentioned that that's probably all the news for this week. But, nope. In normal Wargaming fashion, when I think I've got all the dev blogs wrapped up for the week in one nice video, they go and release another one. Now, this is probably one they weren't planning on release. They have replied, as the title states, to the ruckus around the Battlepass. Now, the Battlepass, the issues with it are that the way it looks on the PTS server right now, it looks like we'll be earning less of the goodies that we would get from the daily, weekly, and monthly combat missions right now. I'll link my video to that somewhere in the description or maybe up here in a card if you want to go through and look at that video and look at what's going on with the Battle Pass right now. But today we have Wargaming's response on the table. I am going to read from the article. You can find it in the description down below if you want to read along as I read aloud. Before we get into that though, shout out to the two replays you'll be watching in the background. The first one is from Courageous Curry, and this is his first game in Edgar. So keep that in mind when you're watching what goes on in the background. Second one is from Willie the Kid and his Kamikaze in a ranked game, and boy, stuff happens. So thanks to those two guys for saying those replays in, and enjoy that in the background as we go through this. Alright, so again, if you want to read this as I read aloud, link to this is in the description down below. I will throw up any relevant images on screen. There are quite a few tables in here, so I will put those up as we get to them. So let's go. Battle Pass rewards 11.10 public test. We've noticed the recent buzz around the new Battle Pass feature available in the 11.10 public test. We would like to share more details about the changes that come with it. But first of all, we would like to apologize for the incorrect information published in the 11.10 bulletin and the dedicated DevBlog post. Today we aim to clarify the situation with Battle Pass, specifically the free pass, the free track of the Battle Pass, due to the Battle Pass's structural overhaul of the reward system from daily, weekly, monthly combat missions to the new progress bars. It's not possible to fully recreate the exact rhythm of reward distribution or the contents of the rewards themselves. For example, rewarding ship XP for completing Battle Pass levels wouldn't be feasible in the new format. Also, we would like to remind you that the conditions and rewards present in the public test, as well as the naming, might be different from those that will end up on the main server. As a notable example, the first stage of the 11.10 public test, one Battle Pass level costs 10,000 dubs. This was done solely for testing purposes. We wanted to make it difficult to completely buy out the whole progress bar so that we could test the mission progression. Levels would cost much less than the main server, for example 625 doubloons in 11.10. Okay, so that is something that I believe I mentioned in the first Battle Pass video, that the 10,000 dubs per bar does seem a little bit excessive, because that would mean 500,000 doubloons for the entire Battle Pass if you wanted to buy through it, which is utterly ridiculous. And I did mention that, you know, sometimes they change things on the public test server because they want you to focus on one thing more than the other. So thankfully that is the case here, because that would be utterly ridiculous for someone to, if they want to whale through the whole Battle Pass, to pay 500,000 dubs for that. So if they are going to be 625 dubs, then 500 levels, 50 levels, that's going to be around, what, 330-ish thousand doubloons, so like $100 and so dollars, which seems to be kind of the upper level of the doubloons they charge to pay through events nowadays, although again, some are a little bit more, some a little bit less. Alright, so that makes sense now. And now they state, below you can find more details about the base pass reward and some other changes. So, combat missions, here they go. There are changes planned to the requirements of the first and third missions in daily chains, as well as to weekly combat mission chains. Daily requirements before the change, so before you need 250 base XP in one battle to get the first daily combat mission. Second one's 500 base XP, then 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, and 1,300. In the new system, you need 300 base XP, then 500 base XP, so 300 base XP just in general, not in just one battle, 1,000 base XP, 1,100, 1,200, 1,300. So those are the same. In fact, the first one should be a little bit easier since you don't have to get that in one battle. Now, 300 base XP isn't really difficult to get, so I wouldn't think 250 base XP in one battle will be overwhelmingly difficult to get either words. For the average Joe, the only real problem I would see would be the invictorious part, because of the way matchmaking is nowadays and the way that the games go. Again, 1200, 1300, those aren't really hard base XP bars to get over. That's a pretty decent game. Alright. The new combat mission chain requires noticeably less base XP in victorious battles and requires base XP in exchange. So, okay, so there you go. They did that again here. So they state for, again, before and after, I'll throw the table up here again. So before the current system, 2500 base XP in victorious battles for the first chain, 2500 base XP in victorious battles in the second chain, third chain, 2500 base XP in victorious battles again, the hard chain, 5000 base XP, then 5000, 5000, 5000, and 5000 again for the first through fifth of the hard chain, and again that's in victorious battles. So you need 25,000 base XP in victorious battles for the second chain, and then for the for the first chain it's 18,000. No, my bad. That's for the new one. Okay, so in the new one you need 2,000 base XP for the first chain, 3,000 base XP for the second chain, 4,000 base XP for the third chain, 5,000 base XP in victorious battles for the fourth chain, 6,000 in victorious battles for the fifth chain, 7,000 for victorious in the sixth chain as well. And it comes to a grand total of 18,000 base XP in victorious battles, plus 9,000 base XP. They note about the 9,000 base XP. New combat mission chain requires noticeably less base XP in victorious battles. So, for example, completing the chain in random battles with a win rate of 77% and lower, it will be easier to get the available rewards. So it's slightly easier to get the rewards because you don't have to get the victorious battles part. It's funny that they're doing that makes it easier, because I'm pretty sure they're aware of how matchmaking and games are going right now, which is absolutely terrible. It's just ruffle stomps one way or another in most cases now. So they're not wrong. It will be easier to get these missions thanks to the removal of the victorious battles part, but you still need 9,000 plus 18,000. That is 27,000. So it's 2,000 more base XP overall, but again, 9,000 of that is coming from just whatever. Okay. Rewards redistribution. They note the order in which you get the rewards has changed. This is the easiest way to illustrate with an example of steel of coal. In the current system, in order to get all the available steel and coal, you need to complete every single daily mission of the month. So in the best case scenario, you need to play at least 6 battles each day, every day. The new system, steel and coal located in the free pass and don't require you to complete every single mission. As an example, for a 4-week-long update, you will need to reach the 38th battle pass level to get all the steel and coal. In other words, you need 370 points. You can earn 10 points for completing a full daily mission chain, 80 points for completing a weekly chain. So to achieve these 370 points, you could, for example, complete 3 weekly chains, 240 points, and 13 full daily chains, 130 points. Moreover, now research points are also credited to a player who hasn't even gained access to Research Bureau yet. They are stored in their account until the feature becomes available to them. Okay, so interesting point they make there with how you actually have to play less to get more, because we are getting a pretty decent increase to steel and coal. I believe it's like a 24% or 22% increase to the amount of steel and coal that we're getting with this new system. So that's a point that wasn't really in contention beforehand, because that is something that was clearly in the table that we saw beforehand, that we will be earning quite a bit more of that. But it's nice of them to point out that you do actually play less and get more for that. They also state about post-progression. One easily overlooked topic when completing Battle Pass rewards with the current system is rewards for the progress after completing the last level. Completion of all daily and weekly missions is not required for getting all the rewards from the free pass, so it's possible to have a so-called post-progression. When you complete missions after having unlocked all the rewards from the free pass, you get special fixed rewards for each additional obtainable level. For example, in 11.10, the reward for each additional level after completing the last one is planned to be a more signals container and a common bonuses container. So for a standard 4-week long update, if you complete all daily and weekly chains, you will be able to get 600 points, which will result in 21 post-progression levels. So 21 more signal containers and 21 common bonuses containers on top of the rewards for the progress bar. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense, because again, if you go back and watch the first Battle Pass video, they completely removed combat flags and the green bonuses, which are the common bonuses. So that makes sense now, because those were completely gone from the other from the new system. But you can get them by completing everything, and then you can get up to 21 of each. So that's okay. That's a little bit more encouraging. Now again, you're not going to probably have a lot of players getting every single container, every single patch. You know, the guys that play all day, every day, yeah, for sure, will definitely get this. But okay, that's where those went. That's nice to know now. The table below best describes an example composition of the base pass for a 4-week update. Okay, so let's see. Wow. Okay, I'm just going to throw this up here on screen, and because I'm not going to read through all of this, but okay, I'll just read them and see what catches my eye. So for the 8th bar, you get 10,000 elite XP. 15th bar, 3,000 coal. You also get 300 research points. 200,000 credits for the 20th slot. 30th slot gives you, 30th bar gives you 30,000 credits and a port slot. 40 gets you 7 rare bonus containers and a special reward. 39 gives you 400,000 credits, and 38 gives you 500 steel. And then again, post progression, you get 21 of the more signal containers and common bonus containers. Okay. Overall rewards, including post progression, are 50 more signal containers, 21 from post progression. On average, it will give 17 more signals for a 4-week long battle pass than the current system. 1 million credits, 26 common bonus containers, 21 from the post progression, 12,000 coal, 3 port slots, 8 special bonus containers, 1,200 research points, 1,200 steel, 15 rare bonus containers, 5,000 free XP, 10,000 elite XP, and a special reward. They note that a special reward is an additional reward item which might be related to the current update. For example, we plan to put 5 standard Black Friday containers as a special reward in 11.10, and that's for free. The total value of the rewards, besides the special reward, is similar to that of the current system, and paired with the special reward, it will be higher. Please remember, this is an example of how the free pass rewards might look. Details might be a bit different from update to update, especially in regards to the special reward. But we plan to maintain the overall value of rewards no lower than they are in the current system. Okay, before we even get into the is this better, is this worse, I just want to thank Wargaming for putting out such timely response to all the hubbub going around with the new Battle Pass system. Like I said, I still had a lot more questions, and I would like to have seen an in-depth breakdown and more information about the Battle Pass from Wargaming, and here it is. So kudos to them for getting this response out. It's very clearly worded, very finely put together. They've got, again, graphs out here, and they explain each part of it. So kudos to them. Good communication. In regards to the question, is this better or not? My issue is that it's putting stuff in containers, so you aren't really guaranteed, like with the more signals container. Yes, with 21 of them, you are going to get a lot of signals, but not every player is going to get 21 signal flags, 21 post progression bars done. So at that point, you might have someone that just gets 3 or 4 post progression bars done, and then you might get shafted with those 3 or 4 containers. From my experience with containers with Warships, when you start getting, in like the teens, you definitely are getting some good stuff out of those containers, because by then, you have so many containers unlocked, or you're getting so many containers that just by the nature of RNG, you are going to get some good stuff. But again, not everyone's going to go and get all 20 post-progression stages done. Of course, for guys like me that basically play this game as a second job at this point, sure, I'm probably going to do about the same with all these containers, with all these more signal containers and these common bonuses containers and such too. And do keep in mind too, these containers can of course include things like credits and other boosters as well, in addition to just the signals and whatever else are in the container. So you'll probably be making up quite a bit of the credits there as well. So, but again, it's still being stuck in, like, it's up to RNG in terms of what you get. Whereas beforehand, we had a pretty solid grasp on what we were getting from each. Well, not a pretty solid grasp. We knew what we were getting out of the daily, weekly, and monthly challenges and such. So that's where my issue is at with this new system. So while on paper and technically it might be worth the same value, you're still not guaranteed to get what you get, especially again with them relying more on containers. So now that's my issue with this. I do appreciate again that they broke it down, they explained it all for us very clearly, and yeah, it does seem like a less convoluted system because you don't have to go through and check all your daily, weekly, and monthly challenges and stuff. It's all in one place. It's very linear, and if you want to pay for it and pay through it, you can. I don't have an issue with that. That's an optional thing. But hello, Yammy. Yammy apparently has an issue with it too. I don't know if you guys heard her or not. But that's my issue with this now. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Again, I thank Wargaming for putting out such a prompt and clear response to all of our questions. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 40,000 subscribers, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. Hope you'll have a wonderful Thursday, have a wonderful week. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.